This video will be in a different style than my whiteboard vids, just because I didn't really know how to make a video like this into a whiteboard video. I'll definitely be using the whiteboard format for other videos, just not for this one. Anyways, enjoy. Hi, I like Splatoon. I'm no competitive sweat or deep diving lore enthusiast or anything, but I do enjoy the details put into its world. The details may not be entirely cohesive, and there most likely isn't any real substance behind each and every sign and sticker and poster scattered across its mini maps, but that just makes it more fun for players like me to observe and theorize. So this will be the first in what I hope I can extend into a larger series where I run around each and every map, pointing out what I notice, what I translate, and what I think about it all. We're starting with a personal favorite map of mine, Hagglefish Market, a flat and open map with just enough terrain variance to keep it spicy. However, a disclaimer for things that go beyond the map itself, such as translations and concept art. I am only working with what can be found on the wiki since I don't have any expertise on how to decipher translations from scratch, and I don't have the art book, sadly. Massive props to all of those people who did the work to make the translations and keys for all the scripts. Exact crediting can be found on each key on the wiki, and I highly suggest Razzacast's video on deciphering the Splatoon language if you somehow haven't watched it already. Another warning that this might be boring. I'll try to keep it as entertaining as possible, but comedy writing is not my forte. Hopefully the information will be the entertainment. Anyways, we'll start with the general details of the stage and then get to the specifics as we continue. At an initial glance, Hagglefish Market appears to be one of the messiest stages in Splatoon 3, even compared to the other stages that are intended to be in disarray, such as Scorch Gorge, Illtail Alley, or Humpback Pump Track. Yes, these stages may be covered in graffiti, but not trash like Hagglefish. Cardboard boxes, stickers, plastic bottles, cups, napkins, and other miscellaneous pieces of paper are scattered all over in non-uniform fashion, which is ironic since a couple trash cans can be spotted on the stage. There's also pieces of cardboard shoved underneath the stage too. Some are hidden beneath tarps while others are in plain view. The trash also doesn't stop on the stage though, it extends to the water where many clumps of wood, tires, bottles, and cardboard can be seen floating next to the market islands. The disarray of the stage could mean that Hagglefish Market isn't organized by any actual authority and is just a general place for vendors to hang out. It could also mean that Hagglefish is very busy and there are just too many people constantly there to keep the place properly clean. The trash in the water tends to cling to wooden posts sticking out of the water, which probably has something to do with physics programming to make sure the trash doesn't drift to where it isn't supposed to go. But the posts do have wires sticking out of it, which could imply the existence of a dock or pier that once stood where the stage is now, or maybe the stage used to be larger. As I mentioned earlier, there's stickers scattered across the stage. We're going to go over most of them because I know that's just what you want to hear. There's the green fragile sticker that is obviously meant to mimic the word fragile. These can be found elsewhere in the Splatoon world. The square script beneath it isn't meant to be anything in English. There's also a black and white fragile sticker that is found on cardboard that does translate to fragile, so that's cool. Another type of sticker is the Hello My Name Is sticker that can also be found in other places in Splatoon. That one is pretty easy to explain as this is a real form graffiti that I'm sure you've seen before. There's also the gradient 3-letter stickers that mimic sign script that also appear in other places in the world. Then there's the barcode stickers, which appear in two flavors, pure white and black, and one with yellow at the top. They have the little emblem in the box that translates to E, and large text that translates to gibberish. Everything else is too small to decipher or care for. The last type of sticker that I'll mention are the red stickers that have two varieties. One is the one that repeats two undecipherable words over and over again on a transparent background, and I have no idea what it's supposed to be. Possibly a branding sticker of some kind, or maybe packing tape. There's also the ticket-like red stickers. I think they're tickets because it appears that you can tear the ends off of them. They could be tickets for a raffle of some sort, so Hagglefish Market could be a hub for activities other than market stuff. The other type of significant trash are the cardboard boxes. Now, most of the cardboard boxes have translatable text on them, and a good amount translate to legible things, mostly fruits. They're also recognizable by the fruits on the boxes. These fruits include apples, pears, pomegranates, pineapples, starfruit, and oranges. The apples and pears are pretty clear. The words for pomegranate and pineapple are cut down in one way or another. The words on the starfruit box translate to juicy, and the orange box doesn't translate to anything. There's actually two apple boxes, one which just reads apple, and the other which reads flesh apple. In addition to cardboard boxes, there's also different types of plastic containers, the most iconic being the orange and red ones with the giant crab on the front of it, and the text on it reads crab. Something else I noticed within some plastic containers were the cantaloupes that either have a regular arrow shape on them or a squid marking on them. Is nothing sacred, Splatoon? Must it all be squid? And there are other cardboard boxes, but only two are really worth mentioning. One is this blue and yellow cardboard box with a squid-like symbol on it. The text on it is gibberish, and nothing on the box would clue you into what's inside of it, but I can make a reasonable guess that it's a beverage of some kind. In the piles of trash found across the stage, there are bottles with the same logo on it that can be found in blue, pink, and purple varieties, implying different flavors. The second cardboard box is another blue and yellow box with a pucker-nosed fish on it. The text on this box is kinda translatable. The big square script translates to food, and the subtext might translate to fish, but it's extremely blurry, so some characters I cannot make out. However, what is significant is the pucker-nosed fish on this box. I actually have no clue what this fish is, so I'm calling it a pucker-nosed fish. But this fish appears all over Hagglefish Market, including the stand found on both spawns. The pucker-nosed fish appears to be what's sold at these spawns, since all the fish in the crates have the same general shape, and there's a massive fish shaped just like it on the big sign at the top. The shop has a scale shaped like a squid, a squale if you will. They're also growing a plant in a plastic gallon. It's not shaped like a squid, nor is it significant, but I thought it was nice. The last detail to mention about the spawn shop is this orange and green splash poster. The large text reads "One Final Sale," although the last word has 2 E's in it. The tiny text in the corner of the poster reads what I think is terms and conditions. The whole sale thing seems to appear a lot on Hagglefish Market. There's a poster that appears in 2 different forms, a poster form and a tape form. It's green and white and has a sparkling squid icon on it. The yellow part doesn't translate to anything legible, but the green part of the poster reads "Fire Sale." Wow. There are other tape patterns as well. One is blue and white with a red fruit icon on it. The blue text on it reads "Fresh Fruits." I don't think that the small white text is anything legible, but I did have a lot of trouble deciphering it. Another one is a full orange tape with the white faded text that reads "Do Not Cross." Ironically, it's not posted over anything that you shouldn't cross, like, I don't know, the edge of the stage. There's another that is posted over the edge of the stage, but only in 2 spots. It's dark orange and written in warning script, which doesn't have a cipher key as of right now. It does also caution against diving, as it has a little icon that mimics a no diving sign. Another form of the sign can be seen on Hammerhead Bridge. The last tape to mention is only found in one place. Pasted on top of the graffiti off to the right of the spawn on the alpha side of the stage is standard caution tape. And for those who don't know, the alpha side is the side of the stage you will always spawn on when entering recon. The other side is called the Bravo side. The text on the caution tape doesn't appear to be any established script of Splatoon, and thus I can't easily decipher it. Some people might point at warning script, but I don't think so. The script actually looks a lot like Deep Sea stencil script. But the word that's repeated on the tape repeats one of its characters twice. It's repeated in a way that would make me think the word is warning, but the word is only 6 characters, so it can't be warning. I know, but the graffiti is also covered with flyers warning against vandalism put up by the Safety First company. I also want to talk about the graffiti that all the flyers are pasted over. It's a painting of the shapes in the port that can be seen from the left of spawn. It also looks similar to concept art for Hagglefish Market found in the Splatoon 3 art book. The biggest thing is the large white letters that can be seen on the graffiti. The exact same words can be seen in the middle of the stage. The large font mimics stereotypical fancy Old English fonts, and the small script, it looks like square script at first, but then you realize it doesn't resemble any Splatoon script at all. I'd assume it's a general logo for Hagglefish Market, but the words don't resemble the words Hagglefish Market or anything similar in any way, so we're left guessing on this one. Just in case anyone's curious, I believe the small words are 5 and 7 characters, and the large words are 5 and 5 characters. Also, if it's worth any consideration, the first character of the Japanese name of Hagglefish Market and the first character of the large words of the logo do seem similar to each other. On the opposite side of Mid, when coming in from the Bravo side, there's a graffiti image of a fish and a hook. And surprisingly, this image is not a sticker for anything. I went through the entire sticker list on Wikipedia, and maybe my eyes glazed over since it's such a long list, but this image wasn't anywhere on it. Which is weird because 1, I could have sworn I saw it somewhere, and 2, it would look so cool on a locker. Hagglefish doesn't have any locker stickers, and I think this would be a good candidate for it. All over the stage are street poles that have megaphones, security cameras, street signs, mirrors, lights, and other types of signs on them. None of the signs are translatable as far as I can tell. The mirrors don't seem to mirror their surroundings correctly, but they do reflect the stage, which is quite the detail to add for something no one would ever notice mid-battle. The street poles also have streamers hung from them, and hanging from these streamers are a couple of translatable signs. The purple one has its text written backwards and can read either Dodo or Uzuz, or a combination of the two. The green, yellow, and white one can read either her or Wizard or some combination of these characters. There's also a non-zero chance that the text is upside down and the final character is an L instead of an R. Okay, now that we've covered most of the general details, let's talk about the individual market stands found both on and off the stage. The stands found on the stage are difficult to see into due to the plastic wrapped around them being highly reflective. Something interesting is that the refraction effect goes away when held up to the ocean. This doesn't help us see into the vendor stand, however. But for what we can see in the stand, the one on the alpha side seems to be a clothing stand that reuses a lot of assets from the other stands found off stage, such as the clothing rack or the rainbow hat that we'll see later. There's also some boxes in the back of the stand. The stand on the Bravo side appears to be a food stand with food on display, a scale, and several crab boxes. As a bonus, let's talk about the onstage canopies that don't have any markets beneath them. The only thing to really mention here is the black and yellow graffiti on the metal tile that appears under both of these canopies and also on both spawns. The first word is most likely sail, but I'm completely lost on the second word. It's either I'm or we. Okay, now let's move to the offstage market stands. Let's start with the ones that are off to the right of the alpha side. The only open market stand here seems to sell beach gear, including surfboards, swim shorts, tees, tank tops, and sunglasses. It also sells fishing hooks and boots. In the back of the stand, there's a red shirt that reads Ink, a fun little reference. However, I'm suspicious of the textures of the surfboard, since they have a zipper up the front of it, and all the surfboard bags that I could find have zippers up the side. Now take my suspicion with a grain of salt, since I am no surfer, but that has to be impractical, right? Off to the left of the alpha side, there are 4 market stands. 2 appear to be either storage stands or closed. The only thing that we can see that one holds is bottles. The stand with a red tarp appears to sell general clothing, including shorts, dresses, shirts, hats, and maybe socks. The sign up top can either translate to BDG or STV, which is gibberish as far as I'm aware. This sign can also be found elsewhere on the map. There's blue boxes in the back that translate to gibberish. There's also the black and white signs posted in front of the wares, and I think these are most likely translations for all of them. Some of the words may be backwards. These signs also appear in other places on the map. The one with the green tarp might just sell different hats, including the squid hats that look like those moving ear caps, and hey, there's the rainbow hat. However, there are bags of rice in the back of the stand and a trash can, and the sign in front translates to toys, so I think the devs just kind of threw whatever at it. Off to the right of the Bravo side, there are 3 market stands, 2 of which are closed and mimic the ones on the Alpha side. The third one is a food stand that sells fish, another crab box. Off to the left of the Bravo side is the most elaborate market island. There's 4 market stands, 2 of which are closed or are more storage. The other 2 appear to be a joint fruit stand with mini fruit boxes surrounding the stand. There's a ladder leading down to the small island that has more boxes and an umbrella. There's also a safety first poster on the island. On the bottom of all but one of the islands, there's a sign that's in warning script, but warning script isn't translatable as of right now, so no way to know what's really on it. I would say it's a caution sign, but I have no clue what you'd be cautioning for, probably saying there's a big island right in front of you. On the bottom of all but 2 islands, there's a big ruler that descends into the depths, probably to measure the depth of the water, but it repeats the numbers 432 twice, so I don't know how effective it is at that measuring thing. You've probably noticed the jellyfish running each of these stands and might be wondering why I didn't talk about them or bring up their brand shirts. However, the specific brand of shirt that each jellyfish wears is random each time you open the stage, and this runs true for most other stages with jellyfish wearing these types of shirts too. Here's an example on Humpback Pump Track. Okay, now that we've covered most of the on-stage details, let's go over the background details. I'll be using left, right, and behind relative to when you're looking out from Alpha side, unless stated otherwise. So to the left, there's a port with 2 docked cargo ships and 1 out on the water. There are some smaller ships as well. The ship out to water is painted with squids that look like Pac-Man ghosts. The text on it doesn't translate to anything legible as far as I know. The docked ship closest to the stage has text on it that translates to one of these 2 things. There's also a possibility that the triangle mimics the Splatoon number 4. The docked ship farthest from the stage is the most interesting. This ship is similar to the one found in the graffiti and the one found in the concept art in the art book. In the art book, the large text translates to R line and the tiny text is cargo load. The actual ship's large text reads H-lick, as most of the characters have changed to be different letters. The last character has changed into something that isn't even in the script. The tiny text is too distant to properly translate, but it's definitely different from the one found in the art book, as the characters and spacing do not match up. The text in the graffiti is much more similar to the one found in the art book. Also near the ports, you can see some buildings behind the hill. I don't know if they are part of another stage, but most likely not. To the right and behind the stage is more market space on the shore. A lot of the nearby houses are wooden with tiled roofs. None of the signs found back here can translate to anything significant besides this one that almost translates to cards. As you go farther inland, the buildings get larger and more modern, which I think is cool. Maybe the older residential areas were closer to the ocean and are still like that today, but the city gets more industrial and modernized as you go inland. The most iconic building in that background is the stage Crab Leg Capitol that's visible from Hagglefish Market. Vice versa is true as well. You can also see the monorail line that can be seen in a lot of Splatsville. It curves off and disappears behind a hill that's behind the Bravo side. And that's most of the tiniest details of Hagglefish Market. I'm sure there's a couple other tiny things that I could go over, but it's really not worth it. In the description, I've linked all of my sign translations and a bullet point list of most of the things I've gone over in this video, if you'd like to see that. I have no clue what stage I will do next, so if you have an interest in any particular one, let me know and I'll consider it. But other than that, thanks for sticking till the end, and I hope that you have a nice day.